Local multimodal systems and compression. The drive toward fully local, privacy-centric AI systems is maturing from scattered scripts into cohesive, all-in-one desktop ecosystems. A compelling example of this integration is PKC AI-1, a local multimodal system developed to run on consumer hardware like an RTX 2060 Super. Rather than relying on a single monolithic model, it orchestrates a pipeline of specialized tools. Llama 3.28b for text, Stable Diffusion 3.5 for image generation, and Qwen 2 VL for vision. Notably, it includes a dedicated emotion analysis module, Korean Emotion Klubert V2, that adjusts the AI's response tone in real time based on user sentiment. This architecture demonstrates a shift toward composite local systems, where memory management is key, loading vision models only when eyes are needed and unloading them to free VRAM for text generation. As local context windows grow, memory efficiency remains a bottleneck, particularly on unified memory architectures like Apple Silicon. Kypsel's release of MERC, Memory-Isolated Recursive Compression, addresses this by treating context compression as a probabilistic signal density problem. Written in Swift and leveraging the neural engine, MERC compresses text by removing redundant tokens while maintaining information density, effectively allowing users to stuff more data into limited contexts. It functions as a pre-processing step, generating a hybrid output that retains original raw text for chunks where compression fails, ensuring data integrity isn't sacrificed for space. Optimized local workflows are also reshaping how we consume media. The Latios Insights project combines Whisper for transcription with local LLMs to summarize long-form audio, such as multi-hour podcasts, directly on Mac M-series chips. By avoiding cloud APIs, users can process sensitive or lengthy content without incurring token costs or privacy risks. Similarly, the Memmer memory bank has transitioned to using llama.cpp, reinforcing the standard of high-performance local inference backends for agentic memory systems. Developers are even finding utility in extremely lightweight setups, such as 8meb.local, suggesting a renewed interest in highly constrained, efficient local serving environments. Adversarial attacks and security breaches. While local systems harden privacy, the security of the underlying models remains fragile. New research titled Adversarial Poetry as a Universal Single-Turn Jailbreak Mechanism reveals a startling vulnerability, the poetic brick. Researchers found that simply framing harmful prompts as poetry, specifically utilizing odd rhyming schemes or artistic constraints, successfully jailbroke 25 frontier models, including proprietary ones. The attack success rate jumped from under 5% for standard prompts to over 60% when stylized as verse. This implies that current safety alignment relies heavily on detecting the refusal-triggering structure of prose, and a stylistic shift to poetry completely bypasses these filters. The consequences of AI vulnerabilities are not merely academic, they are actively being exploited in the wild. Anthropic has reported disrupting a cyber espionage campaign attributed to a Chinese state-sponsored group. This actor was observed utilizing AI to orchestrate attacks, marking one of the first confirmed instances of a state-level adversary integrating LLMs into their offensive cyber operations. Concurrently, physical surveillance infrastructure is under scrutiny. A detailed analysis of flock safety cameras highlights severe security lapses, demonstrating how these license plate readers can be compromised in under 30 seconds, turning public safety tools into potential privacy nightmares. Defensively, the community is building sharper tools to detect these vectors. The JSMon Go project is a high-performance Go rewrite of a Python tool designed to monitor JavaScript files for changes, a critical capability for bug bounty hunters looking to spot new attack surfaces or expose secrets in web applications. In the mobile space, interoperability often brings new risks. Unexpected headlines suggest Google has reverse-engineered Apple's AirDrop protocol to bring similar functionality to Pixel phones, a move that inevitably invites scrutiny regarding encryption and authentication compatibility between the two hostile ecosystems. Engineering effective agent workflows. As organizations attempt to operationalize these models, the focus is shifting from raw intelligence to structured governance. An IBM study outlines the outcomes paradox. While 83% of executives are comfortable relying on agents, only 29% can effectively measure the value of their data. The consensus is that agents do not fix bad data, they scale it. The recommendation is a move toward decision-ready data, governed by contracts and service-level agreements rather than loose endpoints, to prevent agents from hallucinating over messy, unstructured archives. This aligns with Anthropic's own efforts to quantify political bias in Claude, acknowledging that model behavior must be measured and calibrated to serve diverse user bases neutrally. For developers building these systems, workflow discipline is proving more critical than model size. Discussions on Claude Code workflows highlight that the most effective agents are often just humans decomposing large features into small, planned tasks. The plan-act review cycle, enforced by clear markdown artifacts and rigid scope limits, outperforms do-it-all prompts. However, granting agents execution capabilities requires rigorous sandboxing. The rise of the Model Context Protocol, MCP, has prompted Linux users to adopt isolation strategies ranging from Docker containers to temporary Jupyter environments, ensuring that an agent's tool use doesn't accidentally wipe a production database. Tooling is evolving to support this controlled approach. Socratic is a new open-source knowledge base builder that rejects the dump-and-pray RAG method. Instead of relying entirely on vector search, it forces the user to collaborate with the agent to curate an explicit, trusted knowledge graph, treating the LLM as a junior employee who must be taught the material first. On the infrastructure side, skepticism remains necessary. Users verifying rented GPUs on peer-to-peer platforms are finding significant performance variances, necessitating strict hardware validation scripts before deploying long training runs. Even simple tasks like authentication in containerized stacks can be tricky, as seen with users struggling to implement Ollama sign-in within non-interactive Docker Compose environments. Research frontiers and hardware physics. Beyond workflow optimization, fundamental research is rethinking how models process information. A novel framework called Glyph challenges the token-based paradigm of context scaling. Instead of extending the context window via text tokens, Glyph renders long textual sequences into images and processes them with vision language models. This visual text compression treats reading as a vision task, substantially reducing memory costs while preserving semantic integrity over massive documents. In parallel, fine-tuning techniques are becoming hyper-specialized. A new LoRa for Qwen image edit demonstrates how training on reverse-modified datasets where realistic details are blurred out to create control images can force a model to learn how to re-inject high-fidelity skin textures. Federated learning is also seeing algorithmic improvements. A new paper on federated low-rank adaptation, FLORA-A, addresses the aggregation error that occurs when simple averaging is applied to LoRa matrices across non-IID, independent and identically distributed data clients. The researchers propose a communication-efficient aggregation method that corrects the mismatch between local low-rank updates and the global model, enabling effective collaborative training of LLMs without centralizing raw data. Practitioners are immediately applying similar advancements in multimodal interaction. Tutorials for integrating Gemini 2.5 Flash image into OpenWeb UI have emerged, enabling nano-banana setups that allow for seamless image editing and generation within local chat interfaces, provided the user holds a paid API key. Finally, grounding this high-tech abstraction in physical reality, a deep dive into the engineering of electrical connectors reminds us that reliability is a physical science. The mating cycles of connectors, from USB ports to BNC cables, are governed by complex trade-offs in metallurgy and mechanics, a constraint that dictates the lifespan of the very hardware on which all this intelligence runs.